Something terrifying I read today that I kind of want to like give my piece to, you know. And I feel like it's tied to the things that I've been discussing about how America is ancient. The prophets been here, the Dead Seas, Nevada, or the Great Grand Canyon, or what have you. And it kind of surrounds Lot's wife turning to a pillar of salt. Okay. Now, years ago, I want to say like 1940 something, 50 something, they said in Russia that these soldiers went to these aliens and tried to fight these aliens and turned to a pile of salt. Okay. The thing that I saw today that frightened me a lot was it showed a news clip. You can go look this up if I'm. And here's a news clip where they said somebody discovered these cremated remains of human remains in Las Vegas desert. It terrified me. There's like 70 piles of human remains. Okay. And the voice in my head was like, how many people do you know consists of a platoon? How many people do you think died in like 1940, 50 something in Russia when they went to those aliens and turned to a pile of salt that resembles to me now a pile of ash? Okay. And the voice in my head goes, why do you think they got rid of Cartoon Network first? Right after that, they got rid of Disney Channel. And just now, recently this year, they got rid of PBS. They're trying, like, there's more children being kidnapped now that we don't have these things for children to watch at home. They go outside and get kidnapped. That's why they took these channels out. So more children spend time outside and become in danger. You understand? And the thing he said, it kind of resembled the thing that happened in Vegas is it's a rapture happening right now. That right there, same thing that happened in Russia. These aliens came down. They're looking for something. They're looking for someone or both. Okay. And it's just terrifying to me now that I can see these things. And it's just like, any day now, something is going to happen now. It's happening to me. Like, my mind is beyond my comprehension now. And I know there's an outside force showing me so many things. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. I saw a video today of a man being a husband to his wife who was quadriplegic. She was, unable to move from the head down. She couldn't, she was a vegetable. And he was taking care of her. And I just saw a video a few weeks ago where a woman did the same thing, but she took her husband to the ocean, buried him in the sand from head to toe, and just kept having like every day. And that is what brought him back to life. And this morning I was watching a video where the woman was a paraplegic and the voice goes, doesn't she resemble a worm? And I was like, man, that's a little messed up. He was like, but no, you have to think about it. What he's doing is the equivalent of giving honey to a worm. She's the equivalent of a tree. He's being the worm. Okay? He goes, just because her body is like a tree right now doesn't mean she doesn't have the ability to bear fruit anymore, just like a tree. And he is like, he's being the worm to her tree. Okay. Like, now what does a worm do? The worm puts himself in hell. Okay. Where he is, it's darkness. It's cold. And he's alone. Okay. The whole time he in the dirt, he showing me this worm going all through the roots, eating dirt, making it so the tree is able to breathe again. Okay. And he goes, what happens if I take the worms, all the worms away from the tree? He's like, it suffocates and dies and rots away. And he kind of showed me how, like, I have this ability of, I was taking people's sin away like I was breathing. I'm able to absorb people's sin. Okay. And it showed me all the family in my life that I discontinued having a relationship with because I was kind of tired of enabling them by absorbing their sin. So much so that when I stopped, they started to defile my name. Okay. And the voice in my head was like, making me think of this one time my ex-wife was like, when you were gone, it was just like I was depressed. I was in the bed all the time. I couldn't eat or sleep. And voice was like, because when you was with her, you was taking her sin. And you understood, you kind of knew, that you was taking her sin, but you didn't know. It was just like a natural reaction for you. And he goes, you understand now why men are more emotional than women when it comes to breakups. It's because for women, they stop time for men. And for men, we absorb the weight of the world of the sin around them. That is our paths with each other. Okay. And he was like, just as a man, you're basically being a worm. You're eating the sin around her. So she has the ability to breathe. Okay. And bear fruit. That is the natural order of the male-female relationship. Okay. And he showed me like a golden worm in this tree, just kind of, it's like a golden worm. Okay. And it goes, God is the tree. Who is the first person he created? Lucifer. If you look in the Bible, it says his true form, or is it the Torah? They said it in the Quran too, but his true form is a worm. He's like, why do you think he chose a worm? The first thing he chose was a worm. Why do you think that is? I was like, because he's a goddamn tree. Oh! He's like, yeah. This is why God doesn't have a male or female body. He's hydrogenous. He's like a tree. You understand? And you should, like, that's why he chose Lucifer as first creation, because he knew, you understand, that he needed a worm to be able to help him. And then you gotta understand, the worm is in hell, where the roots are. And it's because of Lucifer being down there in the dark coldness, where he able to eat the sins down there so that the tree can bear fruit. That's what he showed me. And he showed me, like, giving this worm honey with a Q-tip. I'm just loving this worm. It showed this to me. And me and the worm's having a conversation. Like, listen, I know you don't know what honey is, but this is for you. I love you. I'm giving you this honey because I need you to see what these nutrients are going to do to your body. Because I want you to be, to your fullest capacity. And it defecated love. Because it understood that without me, it would have never been able to bridge the gap with the bees.